go see these people list because
I love that.
Because they need to get their props. Go see these people.
So who's the funniest in the household?
Out of me and my husband?
Yeah. Is there competition?
There isn't competition, but we both make each other laugh very hard. And it's very difficult to make me laugh. It's very difficult to make him laugh. So the fact that we can make each other laugh, I think is what's keeping us together. Because one of my favorite things to do to him is when he's sleepy and he's trying to go to bed, I pretend I'm at a comedy club and I just start cracking him up. And he gets so frustrated with me because he's like, stop, I'm giving you the light. I'm giving you the light. I'm like, no, let me make sure they tip their waitresses. Everybody got your drinks. Like, I'm just ridiculously stupid in the middle of the night when he's trying to sleep. I love making him laugh. I will be a submissive wife and give him that he's the funniest because he's been doing comedy for 20 years. He just taped his 1 hour special on Friday, which was his birthday. And he did 2 different tapings. So he did about an hour, 2 hours worth of material. He's been doing it longer than me. So I'll give him that.
How did that experience go? Like
his taping?
Yeah.
It was fantastic. And you can watch the Reenie recap of it on my YouTube and my TikTok. He was very funny. He got a standing ovation, both shows. Martin Lawrence is a friend of ours, and he was there for the first show, gave him a standing ovation as well. My mom was front row in the middle of the audience, which is uncomfortable because my mother's a big fan of my husband and I, but we are really a real couple. We don't have traditional vows, and my mother knows all that, but she brought her homegirls, some of them from her church, and my husband's talking about the type of relationship that he and I have, and my mom is there like laughing, and I know her friends were laughing too, but they probably felt like, wait, what? What did he just say? Wait, what kind of marriage they got? But I was a very proud wife. I wore a shirt with his initials on it that day, and I got some big balloons with his initials on it, and I was just like, Team CT, Team CT.
So when you say untraditional marriage, what does that mean?
I love you, Alejandro, because you be acting stupid, yo, so you can hit the banger questions, and I love it. It means that we made our own agreement, not necessarily the ones that people have been failing at in their marriages because they say, well, if you do this, I'm out of here. And then 51% of marriages end in divorce. We just decided to keep our relationship honest and open. So, if there's something that interests you, as long as you tell me about it, do your thing. You
honest
out of town,
and open.
Honest and open, yeah.
So if you wanted to go on a date with somebody, you could go on a date with somebody.
Well, here's the thing. What dating... This is so funny, and this will probably be a quote. I am not a traditional chick, so people that know me know that I wouldn't be upset if how do I say this? I wouldn't be upset if my husband smashed another chick. I'd be more upset if he watched one of our shows with them. Like if he spent quality time binging on the Power franchise or Love is Blind, I'd be like, you watched the season finale with that bitch? That would make me more upset because my love language is quality time.
How do you get there, Taj? How do you get there? Especially as a woman, like, you're like, oh, I ain't tripping.
I think it's because I was raised by mostly men. I was a big daddy's girl. I was always with my uncle. I watched my uncle bring home the baddest chicks and take them down, all while having a girlfriend that he loves so much, would do anything for, and wouldn't understand why she'd be upset when she found out about the chick he brought home from the bus stop. I'm like, first of all, how'd you get the girl from the bus stop to give you something this fast, Uncle Dougie? Like, Uncle Dougie was a pimp. And I learned, because he used to live with us when I was growing up, and I would just watch him like, wow, this is so dope. And then my brother, same thing. He would love a woman, but he would, I know that men want new vagina. That there's nothing more that men want, straight men, than new vagina. Like, you could be the best woman, but they just want to taste this one. Like, they just want to try this one. They just want to know what this is like. They might not hit it again, but they're just like, I'm curious. I just want to know.
It's like a sampler.
And I think was Chris Rock's special where he said men are only as faithful as his options, and that resonated with me because if you got a dude that nobody wants, and he's faithful. Okay, good for you. Yeah, you got a goober ass nigga. But I got somebody that is successful and funny, and he's doing shows with 10,000 people in the audience that come up to him afterwards like, hey, what you finna do? And I get that. I understand. I'm not bad on the eyes either, so people are gonna step to me as well. So I get that. But to answer your question, a date would be different because that's like, well, what are we doing? Are we going to spend quality time and talk and bond and get a meal?
Well, not everybody can just meet somebody and knock them down. That's the only reason why I said a date.
Well, and I think when you are in a limelight, it's different because people look at you and they're just like, they decide if they like you and if they want you, just from because you've given them more information than if you just see somebody passing by.
Who introduced the idea?
What'd you say?
Who introduced the idea in the relationship?
Me.
Okay. Yeah.
And we both talk about that in our comedy, that it was my idea.
This is why Tan is one of the best, one of my top 5 females. That right there. Period. Top 5.
You find it easier to be able to smash early when you have these rules and you're like, I'm married, but it's open, so we really only got one option. A girl don't like me to hang out, but this is what we could do.
You talking about for him?
Or for you even for in that him, situation. Or if like someone comes to you, you're like, well, I got one night.
Be all you get big.
It's funny because with him, there are a lot of women that follow both of us because we're both social media content creators as well. So we have followers and women will be like, but I love Tanjareen so much. I respect her. Are you sure? And so that sometimes is a challenge for him. I think sometimes it's easier for him if it's a chick who doesn't know about me, like if he meets him somewhere else. But for the most part, he has somebody that's around more often, and I have somebody that's around more often. You know what I'm saying? We're not random just being out there like that, if that makes sense. So
you went out on a date before, and when you was married, y'all went to dinner?
You talking about me and another guy?
Yeah.
Did I go on a date with someone when I was married?
I don't want to ask the other question because I don't want to know.
What, the condoms?
No. What are you talking about? I'm definitely not on the page you are.
We're very healthy. We keep everything healthy and safe, Alejandro. Good. I'm sure you were concerned.
I just can't believe, like, that's tough.
And we don't say that it's an open relationship because when you say that, dudes automatically judge the husband and call him a simp and a sucker, and they assume that the girl is out there smashing all these dudes and that she's wild, or they assume that you guys are swingers and they want to bring their ugly spouse into your relationship. And it's like, no, thank you. I wouldn't touch you even if I wasn't in this relationship.
Right.
And so open just makes people think that you're just doing something with a different person every weekend. And we're not that. We love each other very, very much. We're best friends. We hang out all the time. We just had a date night again last night. We went to go to the movies, and then 2 days before that was our 11-year wedding anniversary. So we had a nice dinner and then did our podcast. Like, we love each other. But sometimes you just want to try something else. Sometimes you want to be with somebody else.
Is there a rule that you have to talk about it, or can you just, like, let's say he's touring in Arizona, he meets a girl in the bar, smashes. Does he have to tell you?
Yes.
Okay.
That's fair.
Yes, because I don't want to be in the dark. And it's so funny. It's a really empowering position for me because there are times when somebody will call me to try to break us up and be like, girl, did you know? And I'd be like, oh, is this Tasha? Yeah, I knew about y'all. Yeah, this was on the 13th, right? Yeah, I know exactly. And then they're like, oh, I'm like, yeah, what else? You're not going to mess.
So you've gotten that call?
I've gotten a call from men more than women. Men that are like, I need to tell you about your husband. And I'm like, oh, you talk about Lisa in Chicago? Yeah, I knew she was married. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry that you didn't know. Like, people that don't have the bond that he and I have be shook. And I'm like, I'm sorry, y'all shit ain't tight.
Those men trying to get with you.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, they haven't flirted.
What else are they telling?
No, that's what men.
She's saying that the person that, that he may have had the encounter with, that person's husband or boyfriend is calling her
to tell me so that I could be mad at my husband and we could be miserable together. And I'm like, oh yeah, I already knew about that. I'm sorry, you didn't know. Like, there was one guy, I felt bad for him because he worked like 2 jobs. He paid for all the bills, and she was home getting smashed out by whenever CT was in their town. And I was like, I knew about it, but he called me so sad because he had no idea. And then he said that he saw a video and that the way she was moaning on that video is something he had never heard
my goodness
in their relationship. And I was
That's heartbreaking.
I was like, bro, I'm sorry.
That is tough.
He ain't never gonna be the same.
Tough.
But he made me feel really bad because the more he shared, the more I realized that he had been getting taken advantage of for his financial, benefits. And I was just like, man, you got to leave her. But I know you're not going to because it sounds like this has been going on for a long time and it's not just my husband. So
right.
I felt really bad. But yeah, I prefer to know, so that I'm not in the dark. And so that, because I feel like if you do something with somebody and don't tell me, then now your bond is tighter with her.
Right.
And that's not who your vows are with. Your vows are with me. So
Tanj, tell me how you got the name Tanjareen.
Tanjareen?
Because that name is definitely different.
It's a bringer of energy, health, joy, and light. My mommy gave it to me. It's different African sounds put together. She had a friend give it to her. I love it. I think it works well because now I'm in industry. So it's either this or be a stripper. So here I am. And I couldn't strip because I didn't have my titties yet.
There you go. Well, definitely need
there's
to
always a fallback plan.
No.